Hey everybody, how's it going? Lucky Shot 13 here, and welcome to another FIFA 17 video. So today, as you can see, as everything goes through the menus and all of that, I got something a little bit different. I got inspired by watching several of my favorite YouTubers do some FIFA 17 experiment videos. And this is something that I've liked doing for a long time, something that I like doing long before I ever thought I would do YouTube. And so I watched them do Messi videos and like Zlatan playing for the LA Galaxy and different things like that. Ronaldo on different teams, a Ronaldo-Messi swap. And all of those seemed interesting enough, except I thought to myself, I remember watching a while back Nike ran a promotional campaign. And during that promotional campaign, they had like this animated short, I believe it was. I think it was Nike, I do believe. And in it, this one line sticks out to me, right? And it's like they're playing in this this made-up soccer match, and it's the world's best players against clones of themselves. And then their one line stuck out to me, and it was Zlatan thinks Zlatan should take free kick. And I thought to myself, what player has a better personality and persona to basically become a full starting 11 than Zlatan Ibrahimovic? I mean, if there was one player who you went, my goodness, if we had 11 of him, it would be so fun to watch, and considering his track record, we would probably win the league every year. So I thought to myself, what a great idea and premise for a FIFA 17 video. So is what I've done, as you're watching the screen now, is I went through and I looked at Zlatan and his height and his stats and cloned him exactly like they did in the Nike video. And so I made 23 of him, but 22 of him. There's 23 now Zlatan Ibrahimovic's, all strikers, except for, of course, 2 that are technically goalkeepers. And that was to meet squad requirements and also to make sure that there was always, I guess, technically that the position was right, though it doesn't matter. Whether he's 20 rated when you see him or whether his skill set says he's 20 rated, that's what he'll play like at the position. And you can see here that I went through and made all the different Zlatans, and just to show that they are all exactly the same. They're all 6'5", they're all 34, 4-star weak foot. Now the creative ones actually have a 5-star skill moves, which is interesting, but that's all based on the dribbling stats. And then I cleared everything out. I have Manchester United in the Premier League. You can see as I go through the last little bit of stuff here. And basically is what I did is I simulated a January, and that's where we'll pick up. Here we are in January with Manchester United, and the combination of Zlatan passing it to the back line of Zlatan and Zlatan, who gets it into the midfield of Zlatan, and eventually, hopefully, finishing some goals for Zlatan. Although, to be perfectly honest, as you'll see, that did not happen. There were not a lot of goals, okay? Manchester United at this point, we're in dead last. 1 win, 14 losses, only 14 goals scored, a minus 38 goal differential. Okay, it was not going well for the Manchester United Zlatans. Okay, forget the Red Devils. It was the Zlatans, and they were not doing well at all. So you can see the board telling me we're not on track, not on track. One thing that I did take note of is an obscene profit, almost £800 million from jersey sales. So I decided at this point that they were in dead last, and we might as well carry on. So real quick, just a squad report, just to see. I mean, no one had more than 2 goals on this team. No one. So no one Zlatan really stood out from the other. And so I did decide really quickly. I actually forgot that I did make a quick formation change. And you'll actually see why coming up, that it didn't seem to make one bit of difference to the Zlatans where they were playing or what kind of positions they were playing in. It became absolutely irrelevant. And now you can see why. It's because I actually got fired at Manchester United. Now, I've been playing FIFA a long time, and I have actually never been fired. So you can see me signing my termination paper here, and the job that it gave me to take over was the Middlesbrough job. So at least I was still in the Premier League. There was some respect there for having had to have managed all those Zlatans. I mean, I should win Manager of the Year regardless how we do, just for having to put up with that. So I went right back to the screen, set the thing to May, and went ahead and simulated. So you'll see here as we come in at the end, where Manchester United ended up finishing still in dead last. One win. They didn't make it to the round of 16 of the FA Cup. They didn't make it to the round of 16 of the EFL Cup. And they didn't make it to the round of 16 of the EuroLeague either. In scrolling through the group stages here of the EuroLeague, you will see Manchester United finish dead last in their group with a minus 11 goal differential. And then at that point, I decided just to look at anything else. I decided to swing by and check out the stats. I was just looking through whatever, just seeing how everyone's stats ended up. And you can see that the real Zlatan only played 22 matches and ended up with 1 goal in the league for Manchester United, which is absolutely crazy if you think about the attacking prowess of that player. So I decided to do another kind of experiment, which was to take a team that wasn't Manchester United and simulate through the season. And I also put De Gea in at goal. So you can see at the halfway point, it already made a big difference, with Manchester United sitting in second place instead of dead last and actually able to score goals. I do believe that there was one Ibrahimovic in the Premier League who managed to finish who was in the top 25 goal scorers at that time. And then, of course, you could also see that someone like Jimenez ends up on there. De Gea tied him first in clean sheets. So you know that Manchester United did go out and buy some players at that time. So simulating forward to the end of the season, you could see that Manchester United held on to that strong form and finished in second place in the Premier League behind only Chelsea and managed to score 61 goals in the process, which is a huge turnaround from before. So it seems like the other YouTubers were correct as we look at the other results in the cup matches in the EuroLeague, where Manchester United was consistently at least in the round of 16 or quarterfinals, with Zlatan continuing to go down in rating towards the end of the year, is that if you don't control that team, at that point what position the players are playing doesn't matter. It's only going to look at the overall ratings of the players, I guess, when it simulates the matches, because that's the only explanation I can come away with. Because, I mean, a couple of defenders and De Gea otherwise shouldn't have made that big of a difference. But if you think about midfielder Zlatan, is still like a 58 or 60 overall rated player if you look at the stats on FIFA. So I finished up just by looking at the goals. You can see it was well spread out. The top Zlatan picking up 8 goals. So in short, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, man, you're a great player, but you can't do it by yourself.